We went and played and seen them guys out there, just like how amped up they were and how what they were doing and how aggressive and competitive it was. I was like, man, I like to give this a try. We had so much fun playing rec that once we seen that, I was like, man, I think that'd be something I'd want to do. Me and Josh got into it together. So we went to a few fields, a few different fields, a few different teams, tried it. Really didn't find anywhere we liked.
Welcome back to the Planet Paintball podcast, brought to you by 1023 Sportswear and Southwest Paintball in Bayfield, Colorado. Two big announcements coming up. In Bayfield, Colorado, they got a 3v3 tournament, street ball style coming up. And I don't have that photo, but go and check out if you're in the Colorado area. Check out their Facebook page, get the details, sign up. And the 3-man Toys for Tots 5th annual toy drive is coming up at PBC Greenville. That is going to be on the 14th, which is not yet. There we go. 14th of December. Captain's meeting starts at 9:45. Come out, have a good time. Bring a toy. All entry is one toy, $20 value or more. Paint starts at $45. Good cause, good time. Great way to end your season before focusing in on the 2026 or to start your 2026 season a little early. Get that grind in. Tonight, I got Mason with me from Hematoma Paintball and MJ2. How you doing, man?
Good. Glad to be here.
So MJ2, does it stand for something?
It does. It's very dumb though, bro. I'll get into it as we go throughout the story.
All right.
But it does. It's very corny, very cheesy. Only a few guys know about it. But one of the guys on the team came up with the name.
Now everyone's going to know about it.
Yes. Yeah.
So you guys, you played the CFOA 3-man series, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, I'm actually not only at the field, but on the team. I'm the newest to paintball.
Okay.
Well, paintball, period. Most guys play rec, then get into it, play for a while. Myself, I played rec like once when I was a kid. I'm down here in the Jacksonville area of North Carolina. And then for my brother's 18th birthday, we played here locally, got a group of guys together and seen some guys playing speedball. Like everybody, wanted to give it a try. And out of the group, there was one other guy, Josh, which is on the team, which plays with me regularly every weekend, that wanted to do it. So we decided to jump on it. We started doing all of our research. I'm a research guru on anything, man. So before I got into it, I was looking at every YouTube video there is, every Reddit forum, every Facebook group, trying to figure out what fields are around, what teams, who's on what teams, understanding division, just understanding everything about paintball. And as we got into it, found a field, we ran into another guy out there, Tut, Joshua Tut, but since we got two Joshes, we just call him Tut.
Okay.
And I actually was looking at the tournament, but I didn't plan on competing until next season, the 2026 season. Just wanted to start learning it, start learning the game, start learning how everything works, and really practice and hopefully actually just find a team. Didn't have any plans on making a team, just wanted to join a team. And as we started playing with each other out at Hematoma, Tud asked me if we want to play in the 3-man. And I was like, yeah, man, why don't we just go ahead and give it a try before next season and see how it is, since none of us have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up taking second place. It was Division 6, so nothing too glamorous, but we actually had 4 guys on the roster, and we do have a coach. We haven't actually like formally said he's the coach, but I mean, he's pretty much our coach, man. He's, D3 level. He's always out there with us. His name's Tomer. He's a great guy. And we went out there with our 4-man roster. I played every match of it. Parker, he missed like the first 2 because he had some gun problems. And then after he got his stuff up and working, me and him stayed in, and both of our Joshes just swapped out. And I mean, we were 1 game away from taking first place, but I was happy. The guys that we played against were some of the guys we first played with, Benham, out of Raleigh area, and they played down here. And I was glad they got it, man, because the tournament before that, they got 3rd. They've won a few. They've got some very talented people. I mean, all 3 of those guys, Tanner, Michael, and Jacob, are way better than we are, without a doubt. So they definitely earned it. They deserved it for sure.
Well, I mean, first tournament, taking second's not too shabby. So
not bad, man. Not bad. I mean, we didn't even know. Like when we got there, we didn't know where the flag was. We didn't know exactly how the point system worked fully, how the prelims worked. As far as the tournament goes, we got there early. We did okay in the prelims. We didn't do nothing crazy. We won the first game. That was against Venom. The rest of them we did okay. We got to quarterfinals. We ended up winning those. In that one, we were able to kick the VR boys out, which
Okay.
made us feel really good because they already podiumed 3 of the 4 tournaments before that.
Yeah.
And they were the season champs even with this tournament. And then we played the Castaways for semifinals, and
Okay.
they already beat us in the prelims, but we beat them. And then I was like, man, we might be okay. And then before I knew it, they're like, okay, you're playing for first or second. And I was like, already? Okay. We won the first one, and I felt good about it because now we beat Venom twice for the day.
Yeah.
And then we get into best 2 out of 3. We play the second one. I usually play Snake. Sometimes I'll play Dorito. And the little bit of 5-man we have done, I usually play a 1. Parker, though, is also very good at the Snake. He plays more conservative, though. I play way more aggressive, so sometimes it benefits to put him in a position and me in a different position.
Yeah.
So playing Venom, all 3 of those guys are fast. All 3 of them are good shooters. All 3 of them are good. Don't believe they're even though PB League said they were D6, those boys are D6. They're very well rounded. The second one they beat us, man, they got us fair and square. Tanner got me on a snapshot in a gunfight. He was able to beat me, and they got us on that. And then we got into the final one. And to be honest with you, I'm the one that lost it for us. I was on the D side. I got locked up in a gunfight against a guy. I wasn't covering my lane. Michael seen it. And as soon as he seen it, dude, he took off. He came down the field, and before I knew it, he was past the 50. I mean, pretty much right beside us.
Uh-huh.
And they ended up winning it, but we were happy with it, man. First tournament. We've only been playing together for a few months. We've only been playing. Parker has been playing for a while, I think over a year, but the rest of us have all been playing under a year, no
Okay.
tournament experience or anything. So we were happy with the way it turned out, and it really got us pumped up for next season.
Nice. So what are you guys planning on doing for next season? You guys stick with?
So MJ2, we're 100%. We're doing the CFOA. We'll do all of those.
Okay.
Plan on doing D6, but we also plan on playing in some other tournaments. I
Okay.
just don't know if it'll be as MJ2. A few of us have been, but like me, I'm probably like one of the newest members of OFP. I'm sure you've probably heard of it. They've got roughly, it's not just a paintball team. It's an organization where they do paintball, endurance running, skydiving. And they've got players from, I believe, Kansas City all the way to Wilmington, Delaware, down to Carolina, about 20, 25 ballers. So
it's a big reach.
Right now, it is. There's some talks about within Hematoma, within MJ2, and within OFP of doing the AXL, the NRPL, I believe, and the CFOA. So MJ2 100% will be competing in the CFOA.
Okay.
The guys at MJ2 will be competing in one of the other 2 leagues. I just don't know if it'll be as MJ2, if it'll be as OFP, if it'll be within the Hematoma guys that are out there. I know, like, I plan on competing in the AXL and the CFOA, and probably the second NXL, the one that they're going to have
In
I think in
Delaware?
Dover is where it's set. Yes,
Yeah.
that one. We do plan on competing in that one. So a little bit of 3-man, a little bit of 5-man. But like I said, with this being new, it'll be an experience for us for sure.
So explain to everyone what OFP is for those that don't know.
So don't quote me. I might say some stuff wrong. OFP is a nonprofit organization that was made a few years ago. And originally, from my understanding, it was about getting vets out. Jacksonville is a big military town. We've got Camp Lejeune. We've got the air station. Right up the road, you've got the air station in Goldsboro. So there's a lot of retired and vets that get out that stay in the area. Excuse me. A lot of these guys are 18 out of high school, join the Marine Corps, get out, and decide to stay here. And they're always being told what to do, when to do it, where to go. And so when they get into the free world, it's just a culture shock. And you'll see, I've not part of the military, never planned on it, didn't do it. I'm just a regular civilian. But even being in this town, you're just surrounded by a lot of vets and a lot of good guys. And you'll see that, man, a lot of them go through a lot of personal struggle trying to get connected with the civilian world. So OFP was about basically just originally getting vets out and getting them just to do stuff, go out and play paintball, hang out with the guys, build a community, have a family. And now the way Brandon will tell you, which is the main guy at OFP, is it's just about getting good dudes and women together and just having a good group of people that's not only a paintball team, but it's also a support system. They have a Discord, man, and every day they're in there just pumping each other up. If you have a problem personally, you can call any of those guys and talk to them. whether it's physically, emotionally, financially. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter, man. It's a good group of people. They competed in the next elements this season. I know they plan on hitting it hard next season. I don't know exactly to what extent. They're still talking about it. They're still deciding exactly what leagues they want to do and all.
Mhm.
But it's not just a competition paintball league, man. I mean, they have a lot of different areas for all types of different people. But it's a real good group of people to be a part of. And I originally enjoyed it for the paintball, but in the short time I've been in it, I like having like the family structure it has.
Okay. So it's just like a used to be for vets, but now it's like more of a community based thing, or
Yeah, they
like
they still push hard on the vets and all, man, but they'll tell you they just want good people a part of it.
okay. Oh, well, that's cool. And yeah, seen them out at the national events and stuff. So that's
Yeah.
cool that they're thinking about doing something a little bit bigger for next year for it, for sure.
Yeah, they plan on hitting it hard. I'm excited to see it.
So what drew you into paintball, man? Like, I mean, you're fresh to it. We talked a little bit in the green room
Yeah.
beforehand. What was the hook?
I don't like me personally, man. I'm very driven. I feel like I've done pretty good. I'm young. I'm only 26. I've lived all over the country. I'm originally from here. I ended up moving back. I've been pretty successful in careers and all. I've always been headstrong. Like I'm the type of guy. It's like if you're not going to do it right, then get out of the way and just let me do it. If I got to be a part of it. If you're going to do it right, then I'll support you. And I've also been very active. Played sports like everyone else in high school and all. And I just didn't really have a thing, man. My life's been surrounded between family first, always will be, and work. And we went and played and seen them guys out there, just like how amped up they were and how what they were doing and how aggressive and competitive it was. I was like, man, I like to give this a try. We had so much fun playing rec that once we seen that, I was like, man, I think that'd be something I'd want to do. Me and Josh got into it together, tried a few different fields, didn't have the best experience, to be honest with you. Being new to it, you got to understand that there's some teams that pay to play, there's some teams that pay to play and win, right? And we were getting put with the teams that pay to play to win, which I completely understand. These guys have been doing it for years. They want to really hit it on a national level. They're already killing the regional levels. They want to kill it on a national
Yeah.
level. So we went to a few fields, a few different fields, a few different teams, tried it, really didn't find anywhere we liked. And my biggest problem with it was I would reach out to guys. I talked to them about it, like, yeah, man, come out this Sunday, come give it a try. And then we'd get out there and we'd sit around for 3 or 4 hours before we even got to hit the field. And I'm like, okay, I understand it. I understand you guys got an event coming up. I understand, you do this and that, but they're like, man, we'll teach you everything you want to know, blah, blah, blah. And then you get out there and it's like, hey, blow the bunkers up and clean them and you might get to play today. And I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Right. I get we're not on your level. That's not what we're looking for. So when I was doing that, before I had any intentions of joining OFP, I ran into a guy named Jesse, part of OFP. Him and a few other guys used to play on a team called Toma Crew out of Chakawinity, out of Hematoma, and started looking into that. And I seen over the years they've had a lot of teams play out of there. So I reached out to Jesse, asked him what was up with Hematoma, and he basically told me that it used to be like the field back in the day, but over time it just died. It's hard to get people out there consistently when you can go to Black River, Black Ops, JPP, and you can go in there any Sunday and get reps in, especially if you're a team and your divisional team playing. There's no doubt about it. You can go out there and just play. But we were looking for not only to move into the competitive scene, but we also needed to learn. Like I remember we went out there and they were calling like 33 and 43, and I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, oh, that's the kill count, and this is a Waco, and this is a Delta, and this is Seattle, and trying to learn that and play while playing with the team that's prepping for an event was just a struggle. So I decided to go out there one weekend, and there was, with me included, 5 guys. Nice field, nice big lot, nice grass field. I mean, it's nice. Bunker's a little older, and
Sorry.
went out there and played. And in that one Sunday I played, man, I played more and learned more in that one half of a Sunday than I did the whole time I've been to all these other fields playing. And I was like, I like this. So that's when we met Parker and Tomer, and that's when I met Tut. And then there was another guy or two that were just kind of like filling. And we started playing out there. So we started going out there more and more. And it was really just 2-on-2 and 1-on-1s, man. Like there's no crowd out there. And for me, this is my business aspect coming through. I was like, man, this could be like, I know it's dead and it's going to be a struggle, but we could build this up. And Tomer runs the speedball field. Tomer lives up there in Chakawinity. I mean, he's pretty much a D3 player. My opinion, he's about the best around I've seen personally. He started coaching us, teaching us different things, how to play the game, just understand it. And it was to the point where if we wanted to go out there and run drills, we run drills. If we want to run points, we run points. We would run points, and in between, we'd say, "Hey, look, you did this wrong. Let's do this. Learn from this mistake and try this." And really got us into the game and understanding it. I mean, within just a few weekends, man. So as time went on, we ended up getting enough out there to run 3-on-3. Every once in a while, we'd have a bad weekend. Might not have enough guys show out, but I knew, me and a few other guys were going to show up every weekend, every Sunday night. We're just going to keep playing. And then that's around the time Ted asked if we would want to do the 3-man. We decided to do it, started practicing, started getting some better guys out there, and that was a big help for us. Is not only did we have a really good coach and mentor, but we also were playing against D4 and D3 guys, as these guys that have never played. And it really made us learn fast and step our game up fast. And now we're 4 months into playing at that field. And last weekend, we didn't play, but the weekend before, we had enough to run 5-on-5 with some extras. And I know that don't sound like a lot, but coming from a field that 4 months ago
That's a
didn't
lot.
even have enough guys to run 3-on-3, we're proud about it. And we don't, MJ2, all the guys on MJ2 roster, we don't get no special treatment. We don't get paid to set up the field. We don't do any of that, which Tomer does most of that. But what we do, what we have to pay and do to play that field is what we do at any other field. But we like the community so much and we enjoy playing out there, and we've learned so much that we want to grow hematoma, whether that's as MJ2, whether it's as a different team on a 5-man roster. It's just getting the word out there, because there is a lot of guys that have played out there that either have had a bad experience because they've shown up and there's only been 2-on-2 and they're used to playing at these fields where there's, 5-man rosters at other fields, or it's been years since they played and they drive by on a Saturday and there's nobody out there. So it's just staying consistent with it, growing it, and getting the word out there. Like, there is a field out here. It is north of New Bern, south of Washington. So if you're in Greenville, New Bern, north of Washington, I mean, even Jacksonville and all, it's going to be a close field to you. You might have one just a little bit closer, but like New Bern, Greenville guys, it's going to be the closest field around to you. And we're competitive, but we're not like cuss you out, make you do push-ups type of competitive. Like, we're going to go out there and we're going to play the real deal. No one's going to take it easy. But after every point, if you want to figure out where you just got shot from or what you can do to fix it, we'll all come together, figure out what we can do, and then keep proceeding from there. And I think that's a big reason of why we were able to do good in the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. Taking the time to like break down the game and what happened and why is important to learn, right? So
Yeah. And this field's been around, man. The field opened up in 95. It's been around a long time. It's had a lot of teams run through it. They have about 20 acres. The speedball field is actually big enough for 2 speedball fields. They've got Ty and Kayla, I believe, run the rec part. Tomer runs the speedball, and then Gabe's the owner. But they've got a big woods field, a small woods field. They have a massive town that has like a 2-story sniper lookout. I mean, that you could fit 10 people on. They've got one of like the hyper barrel courses or the matrix ones. I forget what they call it. And they got a speedball. So it has everything that these other places offer. It's just nobody's promoting it anymore. What people don't, I think, are just so blind to is paintball makes their money off of rentals. They don't make their money mostly off of speedball. And if they're not getting rentals, they're not getting speedball players, they're not making no money, so they can't put the money back in the field. They can't do no promoting. They can't buy newer bunkers. They can't buy new nets. They can't do any of that if they don't have people showing up. They can't even afford to promote it. So how are they going to grow it unless guys like us take the initiative to do it? And we're doing it just because we like playing out there. We would rather I could drive to a field here that's 15 minutes up the road and play, but I'd rather drive there just because of the community we have out there. It's an hour haul for me. More time, more money, more cost. But the community out there is so good and it's growing. And the nice part about it is, to be completely blunt, since there was no one out there, now there is. If someone shows up there that, is that 5%, I call them the 5% of paintball, 95% of people in paintball are awesome. They'll help you with anything, they'll teach you anything, but 5% won't. If they're part of that 5% club, they don't fit in and they can go down the road to the next paintball field. But whether you're brand new to the sport, you're experienced and you want to compete, you just want to come play, or you're way more experienced than us and you want to coach, like, we have plenty of spots for people to come out there, man. If you want to set up fields, like, I mean, whatever you want to do, if there's any part of a paintball program you want to be a part of or want to be a part of, Hematoma has it and will for a while until we get it there.
nice. Yeah, the culture of a field super important, right?
Yeah.
good teams is only a portion of that.
Yeah.
If you have a not great culture, can definitely chase players away.
Yeah.
And like you said, been in it a while now, so like I get both sides of the coin. New guys coming out want to learn, but I also get the team that's been out there and is established. They're prepping for an event, don't necessarily
Yes. Yeah.
have
For
time
sure.
to teach, right? Like, it's just, it is how it is. Hopefully, on the weekends they are prepping for events, it's better, but that's just kind of part of life and how it goes. Especially, most fields around the area or in the Carolinas only have one speedball field, right? Or one that
Yeah.
they open
That's
up
true.
at a time. So there's a couple that have two that will actually, it's been forever since I've been to the field where both were open like at the same time, either for, like Palmetto Hills rotates theirs to keep their grass super nice, which totally get that. And then turf is expensive. You're looking at like
Yeah.
$60,000 to put in a turf field these days. So most fields are only going to put in one
Yeah.
kind of at the end of the day, right? So,
Yeah. My problem with it, man, is like I'm pretty blunt, blunter than I should be most of the time. And when I reached out to multiple players at multiple fields, and I'm not talking like your D6 home guy, I'm talking about the coaches and the people that run the program, is they're telling us to come out on their Sundays. Come out, man. Come out Sunday. Don't even watch a YouTube video. We'll teach you everything we need to go or you need to know. And then we get out there and they're like, hey, stay out of the way when we tell you to get on, get on. Whoa,
yeah.
that's not what I was expecting. But then when you sit there for a few hours, you start to see, okay, well, yeah, they've got a D5, D4, and D3 line. This D3 line is here to win. They
Hmm.
don't care. All they want to do is win. And I understand that after being in it now. The D5 line, more laid back. They're winning, but they're also learning. They're building. Same
Yeah.
with the D4, a little bit more. But that's just kind of where we ran into it, man. Especially when we were traveling to some of these fields that were further.
Hmm.
And then it's just the same thing that that's why hematomas just clicked for us, man. I talked to multiple people, and I'm always like, even at the tournament, we played a team there in the prelims. They didn't make it out the prelims, and I seen they were down here in the area, and I went and approached them. I'm like, hey, man, I know you play here. Uh, Great field, love the guys out there, love the team. If you ever want to change your pace, come check us out. Anything we can to promote it, but luckily for us, I can't say it enough. Tomer, that runs the field out there, man, he's got a lot of experience. He's a really good baller, and he's all about teaching. And I don't think he really even planned on it. But like even with the tournament, like we went up there. I took my family. We got a hotel. Two of the other guys roomed together, and the other guy stayed with his wife. And that morning, Tomer woke up, I think, at like 3 a.m. and made the drive up there to Greensboro from Chocowinity, Washington area, just to help coach us. And to be honest with you, if he wasn't there helping coach us, I don't know if we would even podium. And there was a
Hmm.
lot of stuff that we were doing. Like I said, I played pretty aggressive in the snake. I got shot on the break twice. And once the guy actually dropped one in my hopper. And I don't know how anyone even seen it because I didn't see it. And after the second time, he was like, hey, man, let's not do that no more. Let's try
Hmm.
something else. Well, then I start playing more conservatively. And then after about the fifth prelim, he's like, hey, what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, I mean, what are you're not playing like you normally do? And I'm like, well, yeah, because when I took off on the break, I got shot twice. And he's like, that's not how you play. Don't
Hmm.
change how you play, just change the way you're playing the game. And then that's when we came in and I was able to get a 2-pack. On the Doritos side was set up a lot like a snake in that tournament. There was a lot of bricks there. And
Okay.
I was able to get a 2-pack, and then we ended up, that was the fastest, best game we had, just like that.
Nice.
And so having someone like that to help out makes a big difference. That guy, like I said, same for him. He don't get paid to set up the field, to
Uh-huh.
do anything there. He just does it because he loves the sport. And being in it and hearing everybody on the podcast, on the videos talking about grow the sport, but seeing them not execute it
Uh-huh.
in the ways I think they should for being a new guy in the sport, it's nice to see people like Tomer that do,
Uh-huh.
that actually want to grow the sport.
So you're in a unique position because you're so fresh, right? So what do you think could be fields could do like overall to help grow the speedball side, right? Because we've mentioned that Reynolds is where like most fields make most of their money. There's the occasional field that makes all their money from speedball, but those are kind of far and few in between. Yeah. I feel like guys that play the competitive side are a little undervalued by most fields because we are so
Yeah.
consistent, right? Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of fields, give people help on the competitive side so they can be consistent. So, yeah, you aren't making as much money off that competitive player, but they're out there, 4 times a month
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
the rental who's there, once or twice a year at
Yep.
best.
Yeah, that's
So,
exactly true. I think some of the fields have some good things going. Like JPP has a youth program, and I played with those boys out there. They just won an NXL tournament. That's a really good program, man, because even in that tournament and some of the times we practice, because I mean, we played Hematoma, but every once in a while we'll go scrimmage other places. And we've played with those kids, man, on that youth program, and they are killers, dude. And it's nice to see it can be a disadvantage, especially to the 10, 11-year olds playing guys that have been in the sport a long time. Like I said, Venom, those guys are not D6 in my opinion, even though PB League says it. They're just now getting to the tournament stage. When you have a guy like that playing an 11-year-old, 12-year-old that's new to the sport or been in the sport, there can be a disadvantage to it. So I feel like the youth program that JPP has started is a really good deal. I like seeing that. Like I said, we've played those kids, man, on scrimmages, and they have smoked us like when we first got into it. And still now, we could go play with them. We might get one, but they might get two on us. Like those guys are real good.
yeah.
So seeing stuff like that, and I think it was the NGXL just posted their dates, and I seen in the comments they were talking about their youth program. So seeing more fields do that is cool. I think though that when it comes to when they're presenting their lines, I think they should have one, which I know another field's doing it too. They're having a rec line and a divisional line. I
Yeah.
think that they should have something that is just for new people. A lot of people say it, but they don't execute it. I think that's a lot of the problem is just executing it. Like if you're new, we're going to play D6 and we're going to play 3-man, you know? And if you want to do it and you want to be part of a team, we're going to play in the CFOA all season. You're going to practice with our D5 and D3 line or whatever. And then if you enjoy it and you do good and we can keep moving, then we'll move you up to D5 or then we'll move you up to 5-man. And then just having like anything, just having goals set. But and I really don't think that they all have the right idea. I just don't think being a new player that they're executing it correctly, because they get caught up in we have a tournament this weekend. Well, in
Hmm.
3, 4 weekends, we have another tournament, and we're trying to get a podium or we're in the reigning for the season champs and we don't want to lose the momentum we got going on.
Hmm.
So it's not necessarily that they're not promoting it and they're not doing it. It's just their execution, I feel like, could be better. But I mean, that's everybody, man. The fields around here, luckily, like you said, the Carolinas has a lot of baller. Like it was kind of a shock to me, when I was researching and seeing people like Matt the Gym Rat and Jen and all of them.
Hmm.
To me, they're famous people. I'm new to paintball. I've never seen them. And then you go to these fields and they're just walking around at these fields. They're playing at the tournaments you're playing at.
Yeah.
And I like that about the community. Like I said, 95% of the community is great, man. If you're new to the sport, I think it'll help you out a lot. Not only doing your research, but reaching out. There's a lot of Facebook groups. There's a lot of like Carolina Speedball, things like that. And not being scared just to post like, hey, man, I'm new to the sport. I'm in Raleigh. What fields are there? What programs are there? And most of the time, guys reach out.
Yeah.
Like I do believe I've only seen a small amount of it, but like the BR Boys, I think they got a really good program going on there. And they've got a lot of different lines for all experiences, for whether you just want to do it on the weekends, you want to do D6, D5, or you want to move up to, D3 semi pro.
Yeah.
Like they got a lot going on up there.
And that's Black River, not to be confused with Bear Ridge down in
Yes.
Georgia.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I forget about that. Yes. Black River.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah,
But
they've been around a while, so
yeah, we met the coaches out there at the tournament, man, and they were real cool, and we kind of got some sideways looks because some of those guys have been competing all season haven't podiumed yet, and then we just show up out of nowhere. We get a podium, and some of these guys, like I won't say who, but there was this one guy, like I'm the nicest guy. I'm hey to everybody. Where you from? Blah blah blah. We go play. Either we win or we lose, and then we're just back to talking. And there's one guy's giving us a terrible look, and then we got to play him, and it felt good to beat him. But they've been trying to get a podium all year, and I remember the BR boys weren't too thrilled that they didn't get a podium, that they got kicked out. And even at the end, the guys walked over, the coaches walked over, they're shaking our hands, asking us where we're from, telling us it was a good game, hope to see us next season. And that part's nice. It's nice to have stuff like that. But They have a good program. I think they took season champs for D5 and D6, if I'm correct.
It's had PB leagues pulled up just to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Let's see, CFO.
I know they got it for D6 for sure because they came over there and talked, but I think they got it for D5 as well.
I'm just pulling up bullet stuff. I think CFOA has a different league set up for the other. Anyways, congratulations on your season for D6 at least.
I will touch on MJ2 though,
Yeah.
where the name came
Where'd the
from.
name come from?
Oh, when we talked about it, trying to come up with a cool name, trying to figure out, we were tossing around ideas. By we, I mean me and one other guy. Normal stuff, like you got war, you got smoke, you got teams like that. I was thinking something like that. And was like, I'm thinking, what do you think about MJ2? And I was like, yeah, what's that stand for? And at the beginning, it was Mason, Josh, and Josh. That's how he came up with it. He's like, Mason and two Joshes. And I said, what are we going to do when we roster another person? He's like, I don't know. We'll figure it out then. So we rostered another person. And I was like, I don't even want to tell him, dude. I'd rather not even. And now everyone's going to know, but I'd rather not even tell him that's what the corny name comes from. But I guess we'll just stick with it. So we picked up Parker. And then we just picked up a fifth person, Kenny Tristan. He's out of the Charlotte area, but he's from Washington, so he'll be competing with us too. So we will have a 5-man roster as long as nothing changes. Hematoma itself, there's a few guys from OFP that play out there. There's a few guys that are talking about competing that don't compete anymore, but used to.
Okay.
In hopes of getting some new guys out there. So if we can get enough guys, because here's the other thing too about trying to grow a field is not only do we need enough people to build a 5-man, because we talked about it, we also need enough consistent people out there to practice against.
Yeah.
And that's a struggle. After the 3-man, a lot of the guys were happy. There were some other guys outside of Tomer that were helping us, and learn the sport and everything, that were talking about a 5-man. And I told the guys, me, Tut, and Josh came up with MJ2 together, but I dealt with we've picked up 2 sponsors already. We have some more coming on for next season, but I dealt with the jerseys, the sponsor, hauling all the gear out there as far as like the canopy and all that stuff. I work a full-time job. I got a side business. I got a family. And I said, look, man, if y'all want to do the 5-man, I'm cool with it. I don't want to run it. I said, I'll stick with the 3-man. Y'all do it. And no one has yet to pick up that torch and run with it. Here recently, there's been some more talks about it, but that's what I was saying. MJ2 is like our baby. It's our priority. We plan on podium all of next season like everyone. But MJ2 is, in a sense, priority number 2. Growing hematoma is priority number 1. So if we got enough guys out there to make a 5-man and they wanted to call it whatever, I would be fine with that. All of us would be fine with that. But we got to get enough players out there that are good. Because even though we're D6 and new, I feel like we can hold our own pretty well, and having enough guys to practice against and compete with. So whether it's, like I said, MJ2, OFP, a different team, we do plan on competing in the 5-man. And up until about an hour before this, it was going to be the CFOA and the AXL. Okay. But now we're talking about the other leagues. So I don't know if it'll be the AXL or the NRPO. I'm not positive.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are close enough to that it's like that.
Yeah, and the AXL, it's not bad. I mean, from me in Jacksonville, the Conway ones are 2.5 hours. Fayetteville's an hour and 45 minutes. The Rock Hill one's the only one that is a little bit of a stretch, but I think I want to say it's 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
The AXL is a little bit more intriguing to me with it being closer. But if we can find good guys, man, I'll go wherever. I'll travel to the West Coast if we got to. I just like playing. I'm about it. So it did take a lot to decide not to just join a team. Like I said, I had no intentions on us creating a team. But it's where it's led us, man. So if we get enough good guys out there and consistent guys, like we were talking about the other day, and like I said earlier, some guys pay to play, some guys pay to play and win.
Yeah.
But a hematoma, we pay to play to win, and we're trying to build at the same time. So it's a lot of weight for everyone to carry, but it's going in the right direction, man. And it's nice to see the guys out there talking about growing the sport and actually sticking with it. Because we have had some guys show up out there and they're like, yeah, man, I love it. Kind of the same experience you have. And then 3 weekends later, they're gone. You never hear from them again. It's like, yo, what happened? It's like, well, I'm going to go play with these guys. And it's like, all right, respect it. I get it. Just trying to stay consistent with it. So
yeah,
it has its highs and lows, but MJ2 will definitely be in the CFOA all next season. I hope it stays to the following seasons. The idea behind it is to do a CFOA all season, and then the next season move up to D6 as long as we don't get pushed out of, D5. Yeah, move up to D5 and then just keep running with it, man, and just see where it goes. So it might not be MJ2 at the end of the season, the name, but it'll still be the same group of guys.
Should I'm a big fan of teams picking a league and competing in that league, whatever it is, but also like trying out a little, one other event just to see what other leagues are
Yeah.
like, So, you know, especially if you got five guys, like you guys should check out the C3XL too. Like still three man.
We did look into that, man. Yeah, we did. I do like the idea of that personally a little bit more than the CFOA just because how the point system works as far as the flag pools and all. So I shouldn't say that we won't do it because there's a chance we will as long as I can get like our Jacksonville guys, Parker and Josh. There's a good chance that they'll go with us, but and Tristan that's in Charlotte because he's not too far from it. So there's a chance that we would do that. I watched those last season, watched the Killionaires kill it in their lineup and everything, and kept a close eye on that. So the nice part about the Carolinas is you got many options, if
Yeah,
you want to compete.
got a lot of options.
Yeah, there's almost too many, and at the same time, as I say all this, we don't want to bite off more than we can chew. That's you start doing two different tournaments, you're playing a lot of paintball and
Yeah,
practicing,
well,
and
that's why I
you
always
know,
tell people like one series and then like one or two other events, just to see what's going on. Don't like, and there's definitely teams that have committed to like more than one series, but that is rough on the pocketbook for most people.
yeah,
And
that's true.
it is also really rough on the commitment, especially if you got family and stuff. Like that's, if you're rocking five, plus five events, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of dedicated weekends that you're going to be traveling. So,
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure. And that personally, man, because I haven't competed in a 5-man tournaments, obviously, but we've scrimmaged a decent amount with 5-man. I like the 3-man better. One, I feel like I can control it better. And this might just be a new guy, and maybe nobody agrees with me. I feel like the 3-man's harder. I feel like it's a
really.
little bit tougher than the 5-man. Yeah. And the reason I said is unless you play a really good 5-man team, like we played some really good 5-man teams that have just smoked us every chance we've gone out there.
Hmm.
You play a few points and you're like, dude, I can't even make it to the snake. Like, what is going on? But I feel like with the 5-man, if you have a good team, we've played with some good teams and practices, and comms are good. You got a pretty good playbook, and you can get a guy or two say off the break, and you can get a second body and say it's a 53. Unless they're really good, you can pretty much capitalize on that and close it out. A good team can close that out 9 times out of 10. Where the 3-man, there's been plenty of times where it might be a 1-on-3, and you can still maybe pull it around where a 3-on-5 or a 2-on-5. It's a lot tougher when it comes to that part. That part is harder as a team, but as a single individual player, the 3-man just seems tougher when it comes to it. Like when the 5-man, I feel like in practicing and scrimmages, we've won way more 5-man than we have 3-man.
Okay.
And less bodies, yes, less paint, yes. It's just you have to make smarter moves, I feel like. Yes, in 5-man, if you make the wrong move, there's so much paint flying you can't get shot out. But in the 3-man, trying to make the right plays, you pretty much can keep an eye depending on the layout where most guys are. I just feel like and this just might be personal preference, man, but I feel like the 3-man is more of a challenge for me personally than the 5-man. But I feel like even my guys at Hematoma, all they talk about is wanting to do the 5-man. And I'm the opposite. I want to stick with 3-man. I feel like it's just a little bit more of a challenge, which it also could just be that the guys that play with on 5-man are way better than me because it's not a normal guys. It's usually some guys from other teams we're playing with, and they've been doing it for years and years. But I really enjoy the 3-man. I plan on sticking in this for a long time. I don't plan on stepping away from the 3-man, no matter where I go or where the team goes or Hematoma goes. The 3-man will probably be something I stick to. I just enjoy it. Even on practices, man, when we run 3-man, I enjoy it way more than running 5-man.
Okay.
Good days and bad days. It's just a personal preference. I don't really know why. I just do. Maybe it's because I feel like I can show out a little bit more. Sometimes I get a little too aggressive and pull out from the me guy or the team guy and turn into a me guy, and got to be reminded that I got to be a team guy,
Yeah.
and I can make some pretty good plays where I don't know. It's just personal preference, man. So
I see your point. I think with 3-man, how to word this, 3-man, your body's way more important than it is in 5-man. to me.
I guess what
You
I should
know?
have said too is it showcases your talents. It showcases an individual's
Okay,
talents
yes.
more than a
Yeah, I would
five-man. It's
agree
probably
with
the way to
that.
word it,
I would agree with that. Yeah. I would say
right? Because you could have a really good player on a five-man, but if you've got four other bodies, you're only going to see so much. Where
yeah.
on a three-man, you're going to see it.
Yeah.
Whether it's 3-on-3 or it's a 2-on-3, whatever it is, you're going to see the tiers of where these guys are, even in the same league. Josh is a better home guy than I am all day, but I'm a better snake guy than he is. So if we get down in a situation where I'm in the snake and it's a 1-on-2, there's a good chance that I can probably close it out. But if I'm at the home, I'm
No.
not going to close it out, man. I get shot every time. It just happens. That's just not my strong suit. So that's probably where I should have led with that. Is it just I feel like it showcases a person's talents better,
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
and you feel like you can make good plays.
Three-man's definitely more individual and showcases like individual talent more, where like five-man, uh, it's more team ball, right? Like
Yes,
you
yeah,
can't if you go out and be the hero for the day, it doesn't help if you get shot. So
no. And maybe by the end of this season, I'll tell you different. After we play
maybe,
some, I might say, "Man, I was wrong on that podcast. I was wrong. I don't know what I was talking about." So I said
and
it's
that's all
definitely,
right, right? Like
yeah,
people these days don't give people room to like change their mind and have a growing opinion, but like that's what we do
that's
as human
true.
beings. Like we collect data and have experiences, and that hopefully changes your opinion one
Yes,
way or the other on some things every now and then. Otherwise, what are we doing here, man? like pick
yes,
A or B
I
and you got
agree
to
with
stick
that for
with it the
sure.
whole time. Like that's stupid. Like, oh well,
Yeah,
I thought A was the thing, and now that I've been in it for a while, I like B better, and these are the reasons why. Like that, that is a valid thing that too many people have been just decided in life with everything, whether it be like your politics or your cars, that they you can't change your mind. Why not?
yeah. You're right, man. You are right. I agree with that.
So what gear you rocking these days, man? What drew are you rocking, and what drew you to it as a new guy?
Well, I didn't go crazy. Bought a lot of my stuff used. I originally went with, I pretty much got doubles of everything now. I'll tell you what I'm rocking, and I'll tell you what I would like to have.
Okay, fair enough.
I bought an Ether 3 first,
Solid
and I
starter.
ran that. Yeah, not bad with the LTR rotor I bought from a guy on a
Mhm.
setup. I'm running the Empire 80 tank with I think it's the Empire Flow regulator.
Okay.
My hopper's the same. I got two of the exact same hoppers. I've had a terrible time with that regulator. I do not recommend that regulator to anybody. I've busted burst disc and the fill nipple breaks, and the tank's awesome. The regulator's terrible. I don't recommend it for a new guy at
Sounds
all.
like he got a lemon.
Bro, I've had problem after problem with that thing. I bought a spare tank and sold it to my buddy Josh, and I've used it more than he has because half the time I go to the field, that thing's just messing up. But the Ether marker is a solid marker to start out with. I feel like I'm able to compete with it pretty good. It worked out good though, man. I bought a lot of my stuff used, and like I bought a Virtue, I think it was a Contour 2 mask, and the guy gave me an extra rotor for free, an
Okay.
extra tank for free,
Nice.
and he gave me a Deadly Wind, I believe it was a carbon barrel with the freak inserts, and
Okay.
just gave me all that. So I do run. I don't run that mask anymore, and I don't run that spare tank. I'm 6'3", so the 80 tank just fits me better
Yeah.
than a 68.
Look, I'm
But I do
5'9" and I run
run.
a 88. So,
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
definitely personal
yeah,
preference.
I mean, that's a little stretched out for most people my size, but like 80 for someone who's 6'3" is like that's a good size tank to have for that body frame.
Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that for sure. I don't know anyone 5'9" running a tank that big.
So,
As far as pants and all, man, I mean, most of my stuff's dye, and that's not because I like preference it. It's just the way it's worked out. I wear the full do rag, bandana, and all, dye pants, and all that. But I was able to get the Etha and the rotor for 450 used. It was like brand new, so I feel like that was a good deal. And then I dipped into the ProFlex world, and so now I'm only rocking ProFlex, and I've got an addiction like everyone else on the ProFlex. Man, I got different colors, different mass, different lens, so usually rocking those, but here recently, even though it's older, there was a guy here locally selling a die M2, and I got him down to
Okay.
$300, and it only had I think somewhere around like 14,000 shots on it. And
Damn.
so came over, I shot it. I was like, yeah, it ain't bad. Kind of got it set up at the house as far as everything I needed it the way I wanted it to shoot. Didn't really like it, and then I took it to the field and played with it, and I really enjoyed it. I like Planet Eclipse. I've shot the 180s, I've shot the GO4, I've shot a few different ones, and I was looking at
Mhm.
going into this season, which I still probably will do. I don't plan on keeping the M2, making the Ether just a backup. Prime example, when we got to the tournament, Parker's never had a problem with his 180, and as soon as he airs up, it sounds like an automatic, marker just going off. Having a spare, but I got it, man, and I've ran it the last 3 weekends, the M2, and it can still compete, even being I think it's a 10-year-old gun or marker.
Yeah. But
It can still compete, but I just got it for such a good deal that I was like, ah, worst case, I'll just get rid of it, and
yeah.
I won't be upside down on it. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of the M2 and I'm gonna switch to a 180.
Okay.
I was looking at the Shocker Airs too. I haven't shot an Air, but I did shoot an Amp 2 weekends ago. Don't really like them either. I think out of all of them, I'm gonna get a 180 before we start the season. The 180 will be my main setup. Also upgrade my barrel, but it's a never ending thing, man. It's like any other hobby or addiction. It's like you get one thing and you want the next and you want the next,
Yeah.
and it just keeps going. Yeah.
So what's the dream gun?
Well, the difference with me and a lot of your people, man, is I haven't even shot enough to really know. I think it would be the CS2 Pro. I know
Okay.
there's the CS3 out,
Yeah.
but I've read a lot about the CS2 Pro, and I've watched, like I said, on Research Guru. I watched a lot of videos, so eventually I'll probably start dipping into that world. I think I'll stick with Planet Eclipse. I even like the way comparing apples to apples, the die is when it came out compared to the Ether coming out was worth more money. Obviously, it's a different timeline,
Yeah.
but I just like the way Planet Eclipse shoots. I like that the maintenance is easy on it. I mean, everything about it. I mean, people talk about it all the time. The guys in the field always say it's like the Toyota Camrys of paintball, markers. They're just built to last. So definitely step up into that world. Now, I was looking at the TM40s for a while, and I did like them at first, but I don't know. I just kind of got hooked on Planet Eclipse. So I would say that. Definitely, I wouldn't recommend anything but a ProFlex. No, I wore that Virtue, and then I got the ProFlex, and I was like, this is a 9-day difference. I would rock with those. But yeah, I would say probably the CS2 Pro as of right now. Hopefully, I can shoot a few more markers throughout the season and decide. But definitely pick up a 180 before we get into the next season, and that'll
Nice.
that'll be what I mainly run.
Yeah. Now that the 180 is a solid pickup. Even if you go on to get like a M2 or not a M2, a CS2 Pro or whatever, like the 180, if you just keep that thing in your bag, you can reach in there and grab it and it'll shoot.
Yeah, I tell you what, I did get the soft tip bolt for the Gamma
Okay.
Core on the ESA. That is a huge difference. I noticed that when we played the tournament, I was breaking a lot of paint. And then the following weekend, we played at JPP, and they shoot Defy down there. They have some really good paint, and I was breaking a lot of paint. And I was like, man, maybe I need to switch to a soft tip. So I ordered it, and that is a huge difference if you're running an ETHA. I'm sure on any marker, but it definitely handles the brittle paint way easier. There's nothing worse than being in the snake. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, and coming up and having
snap
a
shooting somebody,
flamethrower.
man, you break some paint, and then you're getting bunkered while you're trying to clean the barrel. That
Uh-huh.
sucks. That I don't enjoy that, and it's happened to me a few times. So definitely the soft tip bolt made a big difference for me.
What drew you to the snake, man?
Nothing really. I didn't want to play the snake. And I just, like everybody, it seems like I got stuck to the snake. So originally when we started playing, I was playing the Doritos side. I like the Doritos side. And the more you go to the fields, the more you realize people don't like to play the snake.
No,
It's a little bit more exhausting. Your gunfights are a lot closer. I'd say the shots hurt worse. You're getting bunkered. And at first, I sucked at it like anybody, man. I didn't understand it, especially because before we got into 3-man, we were playing and practicing with 5-man. So learning how a 1 and a 2 works. And I started playing it. And then, to be honest with you, I'll never admit it to him, but there's a guy we play with. He's on OFP Alicia, and I've watched him play it and how he just dominates in the snake.
Mhm.
And I was like, dude, nobody plays the snake, and either people don't want to play the snake or you have a select few people that dominate in the snake. And
Yeah.
I was like, I could do that. So as we built the 3-man and we're practicing, man, I just kind of got put in there. And like I said, Parker was playing it, and Parker pretty much told me that he doesn't like to play the snake either. He just got stuck in there. But all in all, apples to apples, Parker's a better baller than I am. And so I was like, man, if you want to play the Dorito side, I'll play the snake. And now I just stay in the snake. Like last weekend, I didn't have a good weekend. I was on a little bit of a hodgepodge squad playing a better team, and I was in the snake, and I was questioning why do I play the snake. But it does feel good, man. It's very rewarding. Like if I play the snake compared to the home, it's just a good feeling when say you take the highway and even if you trade out, but you're able to get a guy and bunker them, or you do like. There's been a few times I've been able to make some really good plays where I can get in there and I can get the one and the two, and then maybe you can turn it into a 3-pack before you get out. And being
Yeah.
one guy playing 5-on-5, especially being new, that really boosts your ego.
Yeah.
I didn't plan on it, man. Especially playing on the turf fields. I don't like playing the snake on the turf fields.
No.
I suck it up. No, it tears me. I mean, right now, man, it tears. I don't wear gloves. I don't like wearing gloves.
We gotta get
It
you
just
some
tears me
gloves.
up, man. And I'm dedicated. Like any position we play, this will benefit anyone that plays against me. Any position we play, I am not shooting off the break. I'm running and I'm moving up the field as fast as I can. You can beat me too and shoot me, great, but I'm gonna get up there as fast as I can. On them turf fields, man, doing that all day just starts to wear you out.
It'll shred you.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like we'll swap back and forth on the 3-man. I feel I don't know if this is for everybody or just me. Like I said, a lot of this stuff with me being new, man, it's just talking and hearing from other people. When I play on the Dorito side, I can gunfight a lot better than playing the home,
Yeah.
being back there. Like if it ever gets down to where it's we're low on bodies and I'm up, I would rather be on the D side because I feel like I can win those battles a whole lot better. But I still have so much more progression to do, man. I mean, sometimes I get out there and I'll have great days, and some days I'll get out there and I don't, and I'm getting like, what am I doing wrong? And they're telling me, but I still need, personally, I need a lot of work on shooting off the break because I don't normally do it. And then when I do it, I'm just not good at it. And
Something you really
gunfighting
gotta
from,
dedicate time to.
yeah. And that's what going into this season, because now, I mean, technically we're in the off season for us. Tomer has come up with a lot of different plans for us just to work on that.
Okay.
Last weekend we changed plans last second. I did plan on going out to Hematoma and me and him working on it, but I told him, I said, man, specifically, I got to work off shooting off the break, and I've got to work on my gunfights. There's plenty of times that I feel like I should win them, and I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Like if you ever see me in the home, just run on me, man. Because as of right now, you're gonna win it. Because I'm better in the snake, moving, staying aggressive. I make way better and bigger plays that way than sitting back just shooting paint.
What skill that you worked on, that you felt had a huge improvement on your game? Does that the question make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
If I said like my paintball IQ,
Yeah,
breaking it
that's
down and
fair.
capitalizing, would you think?
Yeah.
When we started, man, there was a lot of times that I would make a decision based off of me
Mm-hmm.
and not the team. And especially being new, it still happens to me to this day. But there's times where, you're battling and you just get tunnel vision. And all you think about is I'm gonna get this guy out. And like for me, it cost us the tournament. I wasn't paying attention to what I should be. And it cost us first place in the tournament. Where after playing enough and the guy's telling you enough and making sure your comms are good and all, I learned to slow down just a little bit, not to slow down the game, but to slow down my decisions. That what's going to help the team versus what's going to help me.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got into this, it was okay. I see an opportunity, I'm going to take it. Or now it's I see an opportunity here, but there might be a better opportunity over here.
Yeah.
Maybe we should cross up. Maybe he should push on the D side and I should sit back on the snake. Maybe we just dropped the body and now I got to feel like when we started playing, man, I was so lost. I didn't know what film, I didn't know what any of it was. So I would definitely say paintball IQ, and a lot of that just comes from watching other people play, man, and asking other people a lot of questions. That's been the biggest help for me personally, because there was plenty of times where I would put myself in a position that I couldn't get myself out of, and then we're down a body because I made a bad call. So I would definitely say, and that was a lot too, to playing with one guy. He doesn't play with us no more. He jumped on a different team, but he actually kind of slowed me down in a sense where I remember one week when we played, and we had a big brick in the 50, and we had snake beams coming off of it where it made like a big X and then temples on it. It was a strange layout. we were battling on one. I was in like a little temple on the side, or like a little Aztec, and I went to go one way, and he's like, "No, no, slow down, just wait." And about 20 seconds later, man, the guy ran right in front of me. We won it. The next one, I break to the 50. I'm playing the 50. They don't know I'm there. I'm kind of waiting. He sees a good opportunity. I start to go on the right side of the bunker. He's just like, "No, no, don't go left, go left." And in my head, I'm like, that makes no sense. I go left, and here he comes, man, running right across. We won that point. So playing with someone like that, watching it, and just like trying to polish your paintball IQ for me personally, that helped me the most. Even being new to it though, man, I'm so amped up for next season, so dedicated that not only on the field am I practicing, but like I'm back in the gym. I'm trying to get faster. That was something after the tournament. I was like, man, I got to get faster. And my guys like, "Man, you're fast." I'm like, "There's nothing special about me. I'm a 26-year-old guy just like everyone else. I'm not anything crazy." And I'm like, obviously, I'm not fast enough because I keep getting shot off the break in these tournaments. So that's something that I'm working on there. But paintball IQ, man, I feel like that's the biggest thing, being able to read the field and having other guys on your team that their paintball IQ is on the same level. Communication's key out there. That's something as a team that's helped us the most
Yeah.
is making sure our columns are where they should be. Because as soon as they're not, man, it'll cost you a point in a second, from my experience.
Nice. What's what's your favorite pro team to watch?
Actually, the Tauntauns.
Yeah.
I was
It's a good
upset
pick.
that they didn't make it, man. I like the Tauntauns. They little different. I also like Breakout Small.
Okay.
This was the first serious NXL for me being into it. I bought the Major League Pass and watched it at work for 2 days while I was working. I watched it all weekend. We had a little Friendsgiving this past Sunday, and I had it playing in the car as I was driving over to it, and it was the final. It was Fit versus Damage, and I like Tauntauns. I like Breakout Spall. I tell you what, I watched a lot of the semi-pro though too. Like I watched pretty much every game that the New York Wrecking, is it Wrecking Crew, I
Yeah,
think,
Wrecking Crew.
played.
Yeah.
I liked watching them, man. They have a good deal going on there, and watching them and enjoying it, and also watching how they're playing. But when you go from a beginner to a pro level, there's obviously a big gap there. So watching the people play, like the Tauntauns and all, I'm trying to watch what I can when the guys are playing the Snake and all. But
Yeah.
I would definitely say they're my number one, and I'll probably stick with them. I don't know why. I just like their play style. I feel like they're pretty aggressive. I think that's
They
what
are a
they
pretty aggressive team. Yeah, no, they're a good one for sure. You touched on
Around
it.
here in this area too. I like watching or looking back at videos and all, watching Smoke play. I feel like
Okay.
down in Charleston,
Yeah.
they've got a pretty good team. Like I said, I lived down there for a little while, and I like keeping track of the local guys, but I like watching them play too.
Yeah.
Non-pro league.
Smoke's got a good program going down there for sure. Big program. Big program.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. I heard they have a few lines out there.
Yeah, they got a couple. Congratulations to those guys. They won 10-man and took the 10-man
Yeah,
series down at Cup.
I've
So
seen that.
I know they were gunning for that series. I know they wanted the D3 too, but it happened. So
Yeah.
well, man, why don't you shout out the sponsors and everything, and we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. So like I said, we got more coming next season, but as of right now, first and foremost is Hematoma. If it wasn't for Hematoma, we wouldn't have the group we have going on out there. Shout out to Gabe there, and Tomer for taking care of the speed ballers, and then also Ty and Kayla for the rec league. I mean, we're all about growing the field. Our number one sponsor outside of them is CarStar Auto Repair, which is the Xander Group specifically. They got 12 locations across North Carolina, but the three main sponsors for us is Kinston, Greenville, and Washington. And then Coastal Auto Service out of Jacksonville, number one mobile mechanic around. Anything from mechanic repairs, windshield chips, curved wheels, fast mobile, they come to you. They're very good, honest people. So that's our big ones. And then, MJ2, OFP, all my guys out there, I appreciate guys, those guys specifically helping new guys like us get into the sport and just helping us learn. I'll look back at this interview one day in this podcast and I'm like, man, what was I like babbling about? I've learned so much since then, and I've changed my opinion so many times. Those guys and the guys out at Hematoma, all those guys, man, for just making it possible, making it where, we want to do it, we want to grow, we want to help grow the sport. And I've already said it, but Tomer, man, if it wasn't for Tomer out there helping us, setting up the field, taking the field down, taking care of the lawn, doing everything he does, it wouldn't be possible. So
All right, back from our technical timeout. Shout out the sponsors one more good time.
All right. Hematoma for giving us a good field to play at in the community out there. Gabe, Tomer, everybody running the rec program, which is a good support system and it gives us a good place to play. CarStar Auto Body. They have 12 locations in North Carolina, but our 3 main direct sponsors are Greenville, Kinston, and Washington. Collision, restoration work, anything when it comes to that, that's who to go to. I highly recommend them. And then Coastal Auto Service out of Jacksonville, number 1 mobile mechanic around. Anything from preventative maintenance, wheel repairs, windshield chips, they do it all. They come to you. And then just our guys, man. All the guys at MJ2, all the guys part of OFP that are helping us grow, being new to the sport. And everyone out there at Hematoma that continues to help us. But the most important, in my opinion, is Tomer. If it wasn't for Tomer, we wouldn't have a field to play on. You know, he takes care of the field. He sets it up. He takes it down. He's helping coach us, you know, and he doesn't get anything out of it besides just watching grow the sport. And no, that's someone that actually truly loves the sports. Everybody, man, you know, like I said, I'll probably look back at this one day and wonder what I was talking about, and it'll probably be a lot different. But, you know, I wanted to get on here and just kind of let people know that if you're new to it, definitely get into it. It's a great community to be part of. And if you're in our area and you're looking for a field, whether you just want to play, whether you want to coach, be part of it growing, Hematoma is a great place to check out. And Hematoma does have a Facebook group you can join. Also, MJ2 does have a Facebook page, a little over 400 followers. You can always reach out on there. It'll come directly to me if you want to come out and set up a time to play, practice with us, anything like that. There's definitely ways. The Hematoma Facebook group isn't really active because we have a chat, but you can always post in there and one of us will see it too.
Nice. All right. Well, man, Mason, thanks for coming on, sharing the story a little bit.
Hopefully I didn't bore you to death babbling. Sometimes I go down those rabbit holes and just can't get out of them.
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Shout out to 1023 Sportswear for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to use code Planet Paintball at checkout for 20% off your order. Gear up, save big. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball podcast.
That's what it's all about. And everyone else, we'll see you next time on the Planet Paintball podcast. Mason, you got to hang out for a minute. All right.